welcome to Matt's Casual Cooking. Today for the Thanksgiving month, we're going to be making 1 hour yeast rolls. A very simple recipe that you can make and take to any occasion, especially, again, like this time of year for Thanksgiving. So we're going to go over all the ingredients and how it's put together, and let's get to it. Alright folks, so we're going to go over the ingredients today. You can see there's realistically not even that many, so it's going to be a very easy cleanup as well. So what we're going to need today first is 1 cup of warm water. We need a 1/4 cup of sugar. We're going to need 1/3 cup of oil. Now I'm using vegetable oil. You can certainly use like a canola oil, like olive oil if you want to do that today. That's going to be up to you. And we're going to need 2 tablespoons of yeast. Now very quickly, I am using the jar of it. I'm not using the envelopes. But if you want to use the envelopes, you're going to need about 3 envelopes, because each envelope is about 2 1/4 teaspoons. And for 2 tablespoons, you're going to need about 6 teaspoons for that. So what you're also going to need is 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 egg beaten, and 3 1/3 cups of flour. Now on the flour, you're might need a little bit more for the dough, but just 3 1/3 to start. So we're going to go over how to put it together here in a minute. I will see you then. Alright folks, so what I've done first, I've added the oil and the sugar, and I've just kind of whisked it together. It's kind of what you want to do. Now what we're going to do is add your warm water, and you want it between 100 and 110. I like to put this in about 110 side because it will lose some temperature after you put it in. Then all we're going to do is take your yeast. There's 1. And 2. Okay. So what you want to do also is give it a nice little whisk it together. Now obviously the yeast is going to start eating the sugar and the oil, and what we're looking for is we're going to wait about 15 minutes. And what you want is it just to be kind of bubbly, and you're going to be able to smell it as well, and that's how you know that it's working. And if it's not working, you're going to have to start over. So once 15 minutes is up, go ahead and get your salt and your egg ready. Alright folks, so it's been about 15 minutes, and you can see this is pretty foamy. So what you're going to do now is go ahead and add your egg and salt and just whisk it together till it's pretty well combined, and then we're going to go over the next step, so I will see you in a minute. Alright folks, so it's kind of hard to see, but it's pretty well combined. Your foam is going to kind of go away. You might see it kind of popping back up a little bit, but what you want to do now is we're going to add our flour, and we want to add it a little bit in at a time. I'll do about half here. Just combine it together. Now what we're looking for is where the dough is manageable, and what I would suggest is that you actually put enough dough in here to where it is pulling away from the side, and that's how you're best going to know it's kind of manageable. And then once that's done, we're going to let it rest for about 10 minutes, just kind of in a warm spot. And then you will want to cover it with like a terry cloth or something of that nature. So go ahead and do that, and I will see you after it's done. Alright folks, so you can see we are done. Now the dough has risen. Hasn't risen that much. It's only been 10 minutes, but that's okay. What we are going to do is you want to get out a baking sheet, and you want to cover it. You either want to grease it, or you can see I've got like a silicone mat on it. And we're going to take the dough. Now, the dough is very sticky still, but that's okay. So what you want to do is just kind of grease your hands with some non-cooking spray. You might need to redo this every once in a while. And you're going to grab some of the dough and you're going to roll it. Now, if you do have some stick to your hands, I mean, that's fine. It's not going to be perfect. Is take one and just add it to the baking sheet. Now, once you do the next one, you just want to do it where it's not touching this one. You want to give it about an inch there because they are going to rise. So go ahead and do that, and then once it's done, we'll move on to the next step. So I will see you then. All right, folks. So we're done here. And I've got about 9 here. You could certainly probably cut some of these down and make a couple more if you want. That's okay. Just kind of gauge it how you want them. So what we are going to do now is we're going to let them rise for another 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cover it. Remember, in a warm spot. And what we're going to do is once it's been 20 minutes, turn your oven to 375 degrees, and we're going to bake for about 10 to 12 minutes or until, you know, your crust is kind of nice and golden brown. So go ahead and do that, and I will see you at the end. All right, folks, so you can see we are done. And I probably made the dough balls a little bigger, but I've never thought that was a problem for myself. You can certainly cut them in half from what I actually had on the baking sheet. But you can see they're still very nice and fluffy. And they're just really, really good tasting. Just add some butter and you're good to go. So if you did enjoy making this recipe today, like, subscribe, share. Please leave a comment below. I want to thank you for watching and come back with me next week to fall into flavor. So I will see you then.